Agar ku tak berharap. What's now? Hello, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. Well, hello, Bones. The first viewer. I was actually planning to upload new artwork. In fact, like right now. Like I'm trying to upload my new artwork like right now. Wait, let me show up the pictures that we are going to be critiquing for today. Is this your progress, Bones? Bro, why are you sending screenshot instead of like the artwork itself? You know, whatever. Okay, whatever. I appreciate you sending the image, by the way. Wait. Let me change the scene. Boom. There you go. Wait. Bloop. Okay. Should we play music? I think so. Instead of like, let me pop up this first. Yeah. Let's do like music. Music. Aduh. Yeah, so this is your artwork, right? Bones. Let me play some chill, relaxing music. Wait, I'm not sure what music I should. I feel like the music are way too distracting. Let me know if it's too loud. Wait. Wait, you don't hear any music? Wait. Okay, now you should hear something. You hear music now? Okay, well, we're just going to collect some output from the Discord server first. Oh, so yes, this is your progress, huh? Is this supposed to be critique? Anyways, I'm trying to upload a new artwork first onto Instagram. Have you followed my Instagram yet? I'm currently trying to post this. Yeah, I'm trying to upload it now. Oops. Okay. Mm. Yeah, let me change the scene to this. Wait. This. Yeah, yeah, this one. Yes, yes, it's this one. Before like this. Now it's this. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I think this stream is going to be pretty informational and very valuable. Because I'm not just like drawing my own thing, right? But like I'm trying to improve others' artwork. Wait. Let me write a caption first. Pre-wedding one. I am. Wait a second, okay? Just wait a little bit second. Since we're making couples artwork. And the next artwork. No watermark. Okay. Music. Done. Share. You know, I appreciate you guys coming in here. I genuinely appreciate it, and I hope throughout this live you're going to learn something. Wait a minute, okay? Music. Oh shit. Rush. Exploded. Boom. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let me wear my headphone. Is there any more? You know what? I think I'm also going to take like some of these. Let's start with you, Bones. Bro, what is this song? Okay. Okay. Wait, I think the music is kind of distracting, genuinely. Let's just go some chill stuff. Okay, okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. So I'm assuming it's just the face. Bones. Yeah, so let's focus on the most important thing. I think you already did quite well, to be honest, with the shading and lighting you're trying to do. Like, I can see you're trying to shade on the... Like, I can tell where the lighting is trying to come from. But I'm just going to screenshot this one, I think. Yeah, so I think you're on the right track of doing photo study. But is there a reference picture? I thought you said you're going to send in reference pictures. But I think we could improve it further by actually defining the exact planes of the head. Like if we search like a Saro head, yeah. Like we find yeah, it's actually quite a similar lighting here. Look at this. If we just like switch it around, we can tell that it's almost the same kind of lighting. The lighting comes from here, right? The lighting comes from here. The lighting comes from here. So we can almost kind of copy this planes of the head shading like this side, and try to copy it in this one. Even though you already did good with the lighting, but of course there's still going to always be something to improve, and in this case it's the three-dimensionality of the face. But let me clear the red line first. Yeah, of course. Even though the lighting is a bit different, with this one, the lighting is like only this side. Like it's only this side and also this side, right? This side and this side. But we can do almost the same with this. So we can actually try to mimic the lighting. For example, with this, you can try to shadow the part that's like this one. Like this side. Wait, let me make it blue. This side. And this side. This side. And this side. Right? So now we can try to copy this. In fact, I have a filter here. I have a shortcut of filter, like changing it into black and white. Very helpful. So now, since I don't really know the reference you use, we can gauge it by using the arrow head. Like for example, making this thing darker, copying like this one. Right. And try to copy these planes. You can see it's like this part is bright. This part is bright, dark, and then like kind of transition. Bright, dark, transition. Okay. Although of course it's affected by the individual face. Let me change this thing here. Let me reduce the size of my head so you can see better. Yeah, so we can actually just like make it more like this, brighter on this side, brighter on this side here, darker on this side. Yeah, since yours right now is quite bright here. So you can actually reinforce the black with the hair. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by reinforcing the black? Oh yeah, because the hair is covering the part of the face, right? Of course, you can like make it like this. But the overall general lighting should follow the planes of the head of the, like the example of the arrow head. But of course there's like specific examples of like the hair, as you said. So we can actually make this thing a bit darker on this side. Though it's kind of like this. It's kind of like when you have the arrow head on itself, and then you kind of like make it dark because the hair is covering it. Right? So like when you do this, imagine there's a hair here, and then the shadows like this, boom. And this part is still following the plane. Exactly. Wait, let me make a copy to see the before after. Also, we can see it here. I can see you're trying to do the secondary lighting here, right? Because the lighting is coming from here. And so the face is like kind of got hit like this, right? But it's a bit too harsh, or maybe that's what you are going after. We can always try to make it, soften it a bit. Yes, and this is the part where I struggle because it shouldn't exist. What do you mean it shouldn't exist? I mean, I can see that, the background is kind of like light here, right? The background is kind of light here. So I think it does make sense that the lighting would like bounce from here and go back up here. I think it does make sense, but maybe not this harsh. So we can try to, let's increase the resolution first. Let's paint it over first. And so we can make it 3-dimensional like this. So you're talking about this, huh? Or it could, but it'll also mean that the big part of the hair on the other side should reflect the light. I mean, yeah, of course. You already have a bit of a blue here. Which, I appreciate the attention to detail of like the lighting you're trying to do. And we can soften this lighting and make it more like 3-dimensional. Soften it a bit. Let me increase the paint over the lips first. Now, the nose is where it's a bit complicated. I can see the lighting is still trying to go down, like heading here, but there is no lighting from the left lower right side, and the shape of the nose is quite missing the lower plane. The lower plane is not visible, this part. Although it could also be the fact that the person is like facing downward. But we can fix it. So we can see the light part is like around here, right? Let me draw it. The light part is like here, like this much. Well, yeah, but we're trying to like understand things so that in the future painting we could improve better. So yeah, let me just try to paint over this part first. So let's try to add the lighting first, like this. Imagine like there's a top lighting. Now add a blush around it because the nose is blushy. And we can try to make the planes like that. First, add the bounce light. Add the planes that are on shadow. Also, when you're painting like the dark part like this side here, you can always make a lighting gradient so that it's not too dark. Although it's like the intentionality of the artist to make it dark sometimes, but we can also make it lighter, of course. So that it's a transition way nicer. Like this thing, for example. Because it's not like a statue, but a skin tone. So what we're trying to do right now is to learn about the planes of the head and how the light would like affect how we see the planes. For example, there's going to be like something dark here, bright here. Also this part, there needs to be like something bright here, like this part here. Boom. Make it bright over here. Also, here's the part. In the case of the eyes, the eye area, I think you're putting the light area here because the eyes kind of bulge out from the lighting here, and then it hits this part, right? But we want to make the eye kind of deep set. So the eyes kind of sit inside the eye socket. Otherwise, it would look like the eye would bulge too much. What do you mean by volume? Bro, I don't know where you are learning this from, but right now we are only focusing on light and planes of the head. I know you're trying to talk about like a mass, how thick something is, like a volume. But we would like to simplify a lot of the things that we learn, so that we can learn much more efficiently. Because I think, yeah, a lot of artists are like too caught up with a lot of terms that make them confused. We should really focus on the most important thing, which is like value, shape, and color first. When we're talking about volume, you know, it's a whole another thing. Especially the volume that you're talking about. Yeah, dude, and volume is formed by planes. The planes of the head. Let me show you. It's talking about volume, like three-dimensionality. if you were to simplify your learning, instead of learning too much at the same time, we're focusing on the most important things, which is like the planes, lighting, that's basically it. So I'm not really sure what do you mean by when talking about volumes, when the thing that makes something looks 3D is because the lighting, the planes are affected. The planes is like facing this way, right? And so the lighting shows differently facing different planes. So for example, because this plane is facing like here, the lighting comes from here, this thing is dark, and that's what caused the volume, the three-dimensionality, is the planes and the lighting. And you can play around with like the edges, maybe soft edges. With the soft edges now it's kind of like curved, right? Boom. Now it's a really soft square. And you can add highlight, like maybe add highlight here. Add highlight to where the plane changes. You can even make the shadow even darker on the closer side, on the thing touching the ground. See? So when we're talking about how things look, right? If you complicate yourself by trying to learn something like volumes, when volume is simply just how the plane look like based on the lighting and the direction of the planes, you would have an easier time learning. We're going to make a video on that. Well, I know people see things differently, yeah, and the theory of themselves that they come up with, and you are free to use your own theory as long as it's performed good for you yourself. Bruh. Bones. Listen to me here, Bones. Listen to me here. The reason why this cube looks three-dimensional is because a combination of the planes and the lighting. The reason why it's not flat is because this plane is facing over here, facing over here, and there's a lighting. And so this thing is brighter and this one is darker. That causes the three-dimensionality or the volume. But anyways, we are here to learn, okay? If any one of you watching this stream, we're going to be doing a lot of critique, weekly critique. So you can join the Discord RAS server on the description below. Anyways, so we are using the planes of the head from the Asaro head to determine where the light should hit and how it would affect the different planes. So it's actually important for us to learn the fundamentals, so you can actually, even with any art style that you have, with the fundamentals, you're able to improve your current artwork. And I'm not trying to change the style too much, just trying to improve the shading within the realms of the fundamentals. So when we're looking at the before and after, so there's going to be changes in planes of like where the light hits in the planes. Bro, are you trying to be, are you asking for improvement or not? Seriously. When I say something and you're just kind of like, no, no, that's not how you're supposed to do things. Bro, you're asking me for help. I'm trying to help you. Okay? what are you doing? Oh my god. Jesus. Yeah, yeah, you're good, you're good, you're good. Anyways, if you haven't followed my Instagram, you should definitely check it out in the description below. Also, since the lighting is hitting the neck, right? The lighting is hitting the neck, we can try to show the bounce light from the neck to the jaw. So a bit of orange. Kuliah lancar. Udah semester 6 bejir. Yo, badan capek. Are you like in the Discord server? Also, for composition thing, you could always try to like increase the canvas size so that you can find the ratio that's like pleasing. Yeah, I mean, for most of the time I use like round brush and airbrush. Though sometimes I use like this kind of brush. Kind of like fancy brushes like this. You can check out my like brushes on the description. I think we changed the facial structure too much and we should revert a bit. This is my trick, yeah. So I've always like a backup of the artwork previously. And if there was something, some kind of features that we would like to revert back, we could just revert back like this. So we're going to do this to still retain the previous feeling of the artwork. Like the eye back here. The eye back is kind of like deleted. So we're turning it back. So if we're full on returning, it's like this, but we could just like return a bit. And then we merge the layer. Boom. Let me see the before and after. You know, we just kind of like fix the planes, how the planes look, and added more saturation and more three-dimensionality. Yeah, I think the most awkward thing of the previous artwork was like the nose. But we kind of just like pushed the lighting from this position, right? From this side to this side. From this to this. And that kind of just like make the lighting kind of like more accurate to the nose. And I try my best to still keep the style and only fix like the shading of the planes of the head. Let's try to render the hair more. Shadow below the nose. So you're asking me whether I would add a shadow. I mean, it depends, to be honest, but like there's already a bit of shadow here. Maybe you can exaggerate it. And it makes the nose kind of bigger. It kind of depends, to be honest. Like this, yeah. Need the lasso tool like this. Boom. Kind of depends, to be honest, whether you want to do that. You know, I'm all for personal freedom. Because, you know, Bones, there's like kind of like a balance between, you know, trying to go for accurate planes, like the Asaro head, or going for more storytelling. Storytelling like certain colors, certain values. Maybe you darken certain things because, you know, you want the composition and story to be like that. So one aspect is like intentionality. You want it, what do you exactly want it to be? It's going to be huge. So the story genuinely affects like a lot of fundamentals. Like maybe if you were to see like this guy, a quick example, maybe you would see like the fundamentals are kind of like this. So you make it like this, but you know, you have a story where maybe you just don't care. The story kind of like a bit cartoonish. So you have a outline like this. Maybe the outline is not even black, the outline is red. Or you make the shadow not like this color, you make the shadow more purplish to signify something based on your story. See? So as an artist, you need to kind of like balance real knowledge of like life and shading, but also your personal endeavor, your personal what you believe in, and the story you want to express. So yeah, I'm all for like individual expression of like things. Well, when I say story, it also includes like kind of like what you believe in, to be honest. If you believe an artwork should be a certain way, and the fundamentals should really just kind of support what you believe in, instead of like you need to always focus on the fundamentals. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like you use fundamentals to express what you believe in, what an artwork should look like, rather than the other way around, like you conform to what the fundamentals should be. Right? Look at this. Insanely 3D looking cube. You can even make this thing much more insane looking. Because, you know, whether you like it or not, different artists have like different belief system. So different artists have like a different belief system. So maybe the belief, the lighting should be like, some artists believe like when you have warm color like from here, you need to have cool color here, right? But you know, there's other artists that believe maybe a color that's like closer to each other would be much better. Some artists shade like going down and like from light like this, like this, and then going more saturated for shading. But like it's generally what you believe in. And the fundamentals of like value, color, and like lighting should only support the story or like what you believe in. Story plus belief is generally way bigger than fundamental. I mean, I think it's me, to be honest. So the fundamental should only support the story. But at the end of the day, it's like the story and your belief. Because at the end of the day, when an individual artist have like a different things they prefer based on like how they're raised, their personality, what they believe in, and that generally affects the artwork made. Like I'm serious. So I'm all for studying the fundamental to express what you want to express, rather than studying the fundamental just to study the fundamental. This is a cube. Hello Everett, bruh. Thanks for joining the stream. If you haven't, you should definitely join the Discord server, where we're going to do a weekly critique and art improvement and discussions on YouTube live stream here. And so if you want to have your artwork improved and critique, you should join my Discord server, Rash Community Garage, on the descriptions. And we're going to make this the best Discord server for improvement in artwork, in the digital art and traditional art too. So here's the thing that I learned about style. Yeah. If you really think about it, style is literally just you as an artist. This is you. This is you, an artist, with a brush, okay? This is you. And the reason why people have different art style is much deeper than you think. It is the result of a compilation of things throughout your life, your childhood, your personality, your belief, your experiences, what you want, your desire, and etc. Like all of this combines literally make your art style either kind of like semi-realism, or maybe like dark and gritty, or maybe like painterly, or maybe anime, either anime, painterly, realistic, whatever. It is literally all a combination of this. So this is why every artist should genuinely embrace their style. You need to genuinely embrace your style. And this is why people's style change every day. Why? Because you gain new experiences. You gain new experiences. What you like right now changes. Your personality even changes. Maybe you now become much more extroverted. You're much more social now. Of course, there's things you can't change, like your childhood or something. Maybe you believe change. Maybe you don't believe the things that you believe previously. That's why you should embrace it. Accept the changes of the style and the color you use, the artwork that you make. But always try your best to improve. Embrace every style changes, but try your best to improve. Okay? Hello everyone who watched the stream. If you're new here, you should definitely check out Ras Community Garage Discord server on the description below, where we're going to do art discussion, critique, improvement, and basically all community stuff in the Ras Community Garage Discord server. You can submit your artwork, ask for critique, improve together, and form a community. Okay? Yeah, if you make an ArtStation portfolio and you apply for Riot Games, for example, you definitely need to fix a unique objective. Yeah. If you were to join a company to draw something, you are fixing yourself into the company's vision. So the company's personality, the company's upbringing, the company's belief, the company's experiences. So this is you. You need to conform to the company, which is may or may not be a good thing for you, but this is you, and you need to follow all of this thing of a company. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. You know, it's for one's choice to decide. You're following someone's company's experiences, personality, belief, and desire. Although I personally, I would like to express all the things that are truly me, you know, through the artwork that I make. And you should definitely too. That's what I believe in. Wait, let me drink something. Oh my god, I'm so thirsty. I need to drink something. Oh my god, I need to drink something. Wait. I'm back. Wait, let me show you something. Okay? Wait, let me show you something. First, we'll change this thing first. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Seriously. I even I make a writing on like why here. So I have a theory that when we're doing something like painting something. So this is a painting that I make, and maybe you are confused yourself as to like why your color looks muddy, like the skin tone are like unflattering and stuff. So you try to make adjustments to the color, not realizing that when you do something like adding cheek on the red on the cheek, like using certain palettes, whatever, it is only like symptom fixing. You're only fixing like the surface level problem, while the core problems are actually you don't know why you're picking those colors. Like you don't understand what story you're trying to say. Since you have no story and you're painting something, right? You're just kind of like you're confused. You don't know what you're trying to do. And this is what my thesis. I think if you even copied someone's color like exactly the same, the vibe will still be different if they are thinking about story but you are not thinking about story. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like there's like certain color theory, right? Like this. Like yellow, maybe you're using this. But at the end of the day, it's a story problem. When you have a story, what you want to achieve, the mood you want to get out of the painting, like everything kind of just like flows so easily. Like for this personally, I have a story that I want to make. And when I'm making this artwork, everything flows very easily. Like I know the colors that I want to make. I know when a certain color is kind of off a bit because it doesn't match the story I'm trying to express. Yeah, color is the result of mood, story, emotions, whatever. And all of the story will result in an expression of an artwork like this. So, I think it's going to be disingenuous to like tell people to like paint a certain color like this, when they need to be actually thinking about a story, what they want to express. Yeah, I'm making a whole things like this. Yeah. She actually does have a name and a background, but it's still classified. You should check out my Instagram page. On the description below, I upload my artwork and with the kind of like my experiences with painting this. Okay. Also, join the Discord server, RAS Community Garage. Excuse me. Man, live streaming is actually very tiring. Like, oh my god. Like, try to paint something, right? And talk at the same time. I can't believe it's actually very tiring. No, Bones. So what I'm talking about is that the reason why a painting looks the way it is actually the result of a story. The story you want to like express. What's the story of the painting? When that's figured out, everything kind of flows easily. Like everything is in the zone. Like you're making this color like this. You're making dark side over here. You know why you're making this because you have a story. Like this thing. You have a story. Like when if I were painting something like this, like there's a story and things are easily flowing like this one too. I'm going to make a deep dive video about this on YouTube, so you should definitely subscribe, join the Ras Community Garage Discord server, and follow me on Instagram. Like, look at this. Like, the color, like, I'm going to be honest myself, the color is immaculate because you can tell there's a story behind it, no? The story is what matters. It's not the color. It is not the color, right? But the story that causes the colors to follow through. This one. The story is what causes the color to kind of just flow onto the right positions. Oh shit, I'm tired. I'm tired as hell. But yeah, I think that's it for today's live stream. I hope you learned something, Bones and Fred. Coco. Let me just see the before and after. So Bones, I want to ask you what do you think of the before and after of the painting? I mean, you actually do have other artwork I need to critique. But they're not on the video, so they're not on the live stream, so I'm not sure that's a good thing, It's because to be honest, Bones, you being here right now is actually very, I appreciate you being here because we get to talk about improvement and all thing related artwork, beliefs, and how to colors, different experiences of different artists like you and me. I think it's very interesting, Thank you so much, Bones, for tuning in. Ross, I really appreciate you tuning in. I genuinely am. So this is the before and after. Maybe if we had more time, we could improve way more. But I hope this is a memorable stream for you. And we're going to live stream again next week. And I will definitely tell you the date. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. I think this is such a very value-packed live stream. Okay? Thank you. Goodbye. Bye.